I think, honorable members, we must be firm that whenever CSs are called, they must respond. So, Christian, I think you'll issue summons that the CS for industry appears. Honorable members, I'll talk to CS for Treasury, Honorable Mbadi. He's in some meetings with the World Bank. So after that, once he finishes early, if he finishes early, he will join us. If not, we'll agree on a date that is coming to this committee. Auditor?
Chair.
Yes.
What about the other minister?
Who?
Minister for Industry. Was he not
Yeah,
summoned?
we've said we issue summons.
Was he summoned and he has failed to turn up?
He has failed. I don't think he's taken this committee serious, and that's why we've asked the clerk to do summons.
And before the summons, then there is what is usually done so that at least he will take it seriously. What if one fails to turn up?
Yeah, we will pronounce a charge on his face. Yeah, we'll pronounce a charge on his face. And the Minister for Education, thank you for coming. You can imagine the trouble your friends are going to face.
Thank you, Chair. I'm well guided about that. I'll not try it at home.
So thank you, honorable members. I think we have several issues. One, Karatina University, National Bank, Moi University, and the ministry. So I think we will start with the issues touching on the ministry. Auditor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the issues to do with the CSC Minister of Education, we are talking about the Auditor General's report for the year 2018/2019, in which we have an issue to do with non-compliance with IPSAS 35. And I filed this letter. I can go through the paragraph. The report indicates that the statement of financial performance reflects performance of the university and that of Rivatex East Africa Limited, a subsidiary of the university, on the face, and therefore the presentation is not in line with any non-financial reporting framework. Further, the investment that the university has made in Rivatex East Africa Limited has not been recognized in the university's accounting records, and therefore consolidation of the two entities cannot be properly achieved with the creation of an unidentified suspense account. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Bwana Waziri. Auditor, break it down. What is
Thank
the
you.
issue?
I think the issues is raised a bit wide. Some I need to split out, and I've done a response where we've dealt with the issues that we thought are directly linked to us. Then the teams are here from all the universities, and they'll be able to speak to the various specific aspects that directly concern them. But I can give a response on the general position on the questions that were presented to us.
Every member has a response.
It's a 4-page response with the attachments from CS1 to CS7.
Yes, proceed, Waziri.
Yes, so with your kind permission, and I want to thank the committee for inviting us to come to respond to the issues that are before us. The question that was presented to us was related to the details of a loan facility advanced to Moi University as an investment in Rivatex East Africa Limited. without going into too many details, Rivatex East Africa, Moi University incorporated a company called Rivatex East Africa Limited on the 16th of August 2007. The company is registered under the Companies Act, and the shareholders are Moi University, which owns 49,999 shares, and the office of the Vice Chancellor of Moi that owns 1 share. The university acquired the assets of the former Rivatex East Africa Limited through mobilizing funds amounting to 200 million from internal sources and a loan of 50 million from its pension fund. Since that particular takeover, the university has spent about 479,833,331 to acquire and revive the company over the years. The objective of the facility was to offer training, research, extension, and commercial purposes. The facility in question arose out of an agreement dated 11th of July, that is a loan that was between the Exim Bank of India and the government of Kenya, and we've attached a copy of the loan as CX1. From it, we note that the loan was for USD 29,950,000, and it was for purposes of upgrading Rivatex East Africa Limited by financing the purchase of eligible goods and services. The report of these goods and services of the Inspection and Acceptance Committee is attached as CS2, indicating what heavy items or equipment that were presented. So as a ministry and Moi University were not party to the execution of that agreement because it was a government between Government of Kenya and the Exim Bank of India. And I think Treasury would be able to give more information on that facility. The second issue related to details of unserviced understated long-term loan from the Government of Kenya between Moi University and Karatina. I think that is part of...
Honorable members, I don't know if you want us to exhaust that bit first before we go to the next.
Yes.
Yeah. So CS, you said Moi University incorporated Rivatex East Africa Limited.
Yes.
But somewhere else you said Moi University acquired assets of former Rivatex East Africa Limited.
Yes, they were acquired through this particular company that was formed. The company that belongs to Moi University.
So they formed East Africa, Rivatex East Africa Limited. And the other one was Rivatex East Africa Limited.
Yes. By mobilizing.
But it's the same thing.
Yeah. No, the other one is Rivatex. It was called Rivatex.
I'm reading what you've, what your response is. And if they were taking it up, why register another one?
I don't know the reason, but sometimes I understand when institutions want to do commercial activities that are not in line with the actual mandate of the organization, they do what they call special purpose vehicles to use in that activity. That's perhaps the reason why it was formed, but they are all here. They can answer to that question.
Maybe VC, you can answer.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We have our former VC here who was involved in that. He could shed some more light with your permission.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. I think your question was why.
Chairman, so that there can be a viability study which was done to give you impetus or the authority to see that the company you are taking over is going to be beneficial to the public and it will not be a waste of taxpayers' money. And if you had found that it's going to be profitable, because as far as we are concerned, the auditor queried your reason of why you acquired this company. At the end of the day, this institution which converted to a company, and to us the way things look like is it was a method of about to spoon public money for a purpose which was known to you alone as a CEO at that time, the accounting officer. So when you're answering, bear that in mind, that you are the one who was accountable. And anything which is found to be a loss to the public money, you are the person involved about to refund the same personally. So don't take it just for granted that you have come just to give us a statement and run away.
Yes, Honorable Mina.
Thank you, Chair. I'm trying to understand a few things here, and I've got questions to...
Just a minute. Former VC, just note down. I realize you're not writing, so that you respond to every question. Yes, proceed.
I want to ask a few questions to help me understand. In this response, we are told that the university showed interest to acquire these Rivatex. And in that regard, they were able to establish a company to do so. And they even shared out the shares. But within the same response, we are told that they were not part of the negotiation or execution of the agreement. How can we connect the two? That's my first question. The second one, I want to understand how the shares were distributed. We are told I'm trying to locate where but a share went to VC. So there's university, there's VC. I also need to understand that. Thank you.
Yes, one VC, starting with
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. You asked about whether we did.
Madam, who are you?
Son.
Sorry, just a minute. Who are you? Okay. Proceed.
I think, first of all, the reason why there is a difference in the names, Rivatex East Africa Limited, is because originally it was Rivatex Limited. Now, when we were actually purchasing it, we knew it wasn't a receivership. And when people realized that it was going to be bought by Mo University, the ones who were not actually being paid were waiting for us to take. So what we did was we came up with the name Rivatex East Africa Limited to separate ourselves from the ones who used to have it. So that's why we have that change. Now, secondly, about whether we did due diligence. What we did here was that we actually did what we call a feasibility study. And when we had a business plan to make sure that what we were getting was not going to be a problem to the university and also the public. And after doing so, we knew it was going to be mainly for training purposes, research, extension purposes. So, and also, the money that we used were internally generated. They were money within the university. So we did not take any money from outside. Now, the issue about the shares now, that's a legal issue because we were advised by the legal department that there got to be a 1% share to somebody. So the Vice Chancellor then, which had 1% share, knowing that when he leaves office, whoever comes will also have another 1% share. That's the arrangement that we had at that time. And we didn't see any problem then. So I think, Chair,
Who advised you about the one share?
the legal department within the university.
What was the rationale?
Well, like I said, what it was an advice to us. The rationale was now based on the practice.
I think, Chair, under the Former Companies Act, if you had former company, you had to have at least 2 shareholders. And so Moi University as an institution had the higher number, and then the office of the vice chancellor had 1 share in order for them to meet that legal requirement. That's the rationale.
Did you seek approval from your parent ministry?
Yes, Chair. Well, after we had done the business plan, we went through all procedures that are required to council up to the Ministry of Higher Education at that time.
You can share with us from the feasibility report to the business plan.
All those things were submitted to
You
the
can share with
ministry.
us.
I don't have the documents, but I've been away for 17 years now.
The current VC, do you have that documentation? Sorry? But VC, we have an audit issue. We are discussing Rivatex. You know we've been on this issue so many times. How do you come in a meeting and say you're going to provide?
Honorable Chair, the feasibility study, we were not able to get the document.
Where is the document?
In our records, Honorable Chair, we were not able to get the records.
Where, oh, sorry?
We were not able to get the records.
Where are the records? Yeah, how do we ascertain that you had them?
Honorable Chair, again, what we have is the document for incorporation.
Yes, continue.
We have the...
And as he answer, let's so that he can answer them together, for it involves the same issue. I'm still back to Professor Mibey,
Malik.
so that I can have the current VC answering the same. When you carried that feasibility study, which you have just told us about, the projections and the resultant of the feasibility study, after you did so, how long did you stay in the university to implement the same and see that you have realized all the projections? Because as we study now, this Rivatex has been causing losses to the university, and it has been operating through losses. It has never earned any profit or anything profitable to the institution or even to the public. And more to that, when we talk of there is no taxpayers' money which was used, but internally produced, generated money from university. Are you separating this university from the public so that the money it produces it is its own, not public money, in despite of if it's taxpayers' money, or if it is still the money within the public which it was acquired on behalf of the public? And then, that's what the feasibility study which you did. Where is it for us to look at it and see that you under future and you realize that future? If not so, then whoever took that risk shouldn't be accountable. Because you see now what we have here is something which has acquired a loss of about 479 million Kenyan shillings. Who is that long? Who carried that? Who carried out that long feasibility study? Because he used his knowledge to make the public get into a loss, and he must be accountable. Or how did it work? That's what we want to know.
Okay, Chair, I think I'll be very clear here. Number one, about taxpayers' money. All monies that are raised either through parallel program or whatever program within a university, they are taxpayers' money. What I meant, Chair, at the time was that it was not a loan. So if I did not clear that one, I would have wanted to say, I didn't want to say that it was not taxpayers' money. It's really taxpayers' money because at the end of the day, we collect from the public. And so only that we did not borrow from any bank or anywhere. Okay, then the issue of feasibility study, we had a team of people. It took a long time for this to be done. And we did, we engaged some experts, so some even from Rivatex itself, the ones who had gone. And we had about 3 months or so of intensive actually research on that. And after we got the feasibility study, we actually prepared a business plan, which was showing you where do we break even and all that. So from then, after it was acquired now, it was the management of Rivatex who were on daily basis running the place to ensure that what was actually put in the business plan was realized. So I think at some point also here we need also maybe a contribution from the management of Rivatex, because now they are the ones who sat there on daily basis to make sure that this was done. So,
Professor,
yeah.
Where are the documents? In fact, the auditor says the documents were not consolidated.
Chairman, actually I was getting to that because even looking at the response and what the auditors have raised, the auditors are very clear. They're saying you needed to have combined items like assets, liabilities, net assets, equity, revenue, expenses, cash flows of the controlling entity with those of its controlled entities. But here we have a story on how it was acquired, the loan, the how much, while the auditors are asking for this document, just so that we're clear on what we're doing.
And to clarify, the same chairman, I have had something new. You know, the more the professor talks, he leaves us more confused than the way we started. Because he's telling us that after they bought, and formulated that company which bought, then they left the running of Rivatex to the people who were there, running it before, to the people who are running it to be insolvent.
He actually says to the subsidiary of the university. Combine those questions. I want the Honorable Bissau to ask a question and answer them together.
Thank you, Chair. For the record, Maurice Kakai Bissau is my name, a Member of Parliament for Kiminini constituency, Trans Nzoia County. Professor Mibey, you talked about funds having come from your internal kitty, but in the report I see from the ministry there is 29, call it $30 million. Was that during your time? And secondly, I heard you say that you had experts from Rivatex helping you to go through the process. How would you expect them to give you a fair view of the institution, which was crumbling by then, for you to make a buying decision? And thirdly, what did you buy from Rivatex apart from land? Were their machines operational? And lastly, also to the Minister, Education, the institution, archiving is part of what the course you give, right? Archiving, filing, archiving, record management, isn't it? You have a degree in records management.
You offer.
You offer, right?
We offer, yeah.
So you have students in record management faculty giving that degree, and you yourself cannot even keep a single important document where you invested millions. When it comes to entrepreneurship, I think the feasibility study was just sort of patched up. if you had a proper visibility study, this was not an investment to, to engage the Kenyan taxpayers. And we continue seeing this. I think this is the third or fourth time we are meeting. Institutions that have got a lot of land, they are even giving things like, livestock management, you cannot generate income. You're talking of entrepreneurship, you cannot, how do we expect to get graduates who will come here on the market and really excel in this particular discipline? If you professors, because you're among the elite, if we count in terms of the elite, and I think Professor Ayiro will agree with me, when we are talking about the elite, you will take it later, Waziri.
Why can't we, honorable members, why can't we finish with the, the Prof?
I'll back my question, Waziri.
Please, thank you. Yes, Prof?
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I think, let me be clear here, that we did not actually, after we purchased the Rivatex, we did not go back to the ones who used to own it. They would actually, currently there is an MD Rivatex which took over the place, which actually rent the facility after it was bought. So we didn't go back to the persons that used to have it. No, that did not happen. So it was actually, up to today, it is managed by the people with registration, Rivatex East Africa Limited. So I should be very clear on that one. Then about experts from outside. The experts we had were people within the university, and there was only one person who actually used to be a Rivatex, who used
Chair,
Yes.
I still don't understand what Professor means by it's still being run by the people who are there. Can you come out clear? Is it being run by the university, as the honorable members, or the people who sold the shares to you?
It's being...
Honorable Chair, with your permission, if we can get the MDs with us here of Rivatex to assist also in getting...
Yeah, tell him to come. Tell him to come, but as he comes, Prof, as he comes, look for him, but as he comes, a university has bought Rivatex. It becomes yours. Why do you keep on talking about... Because it is assumed that any employee is your employee as a university. Professor Mibey, is that clear?
Yeah.
They are not third parties. It is the property of the university, right?
Yes.
Yeah, please discuss in that context. Answer, proceed on the other questions.
And Chair, even as we bring in the MD, how long has the MD been there? We expect you being the Vice Chancellor, you're in the driver's seat. The dashboard is in front of you. So most of the issues should pick them up. But again, to the issue of the MD, how long has the MD been there?
Honorable members, let's be a bit methodological. We have about 5 questions to the professor. Let him answer, then we ask some more. Yes, Prof.
Okay. So the other part which I was to answer was about the assets. Now, in Rivatex, there are machines and there is also land. So when we acquired them, all of them all put under Rivatex East Africa Limited. And they belong to East Africa Limited, which is owned by Mo University. There was also another question.
No, perhaps just break it down. What do you mean land? How many acres? Machines? What kind of machines?
Chairman, when we took over, the old machines,
But Chairman, to assist on that, it's not in telling us, because what the auditors raised is that there is no documentation. And what are we also making reference to? Because the auditors should have looked at them, and that is why it's an audit query, that you did not combine the, it's called what? Consolidation documentation when you acquired the institution.
Chair, I know we did.
Because otherwise, it becomes just storytelling. Prof,
Yeah.
you are just giving us stories, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, when you talk of land, we need to see how much land and what is the documentation.
And is it still there?
Yeah, when you say machines, what kind of machines?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
cash flows, revenue.
Yes.
What did you? I mean, and it has to be in documentation.
Documented.
It has to be documented.
Yeah, when you say you mobilize 479 million, from where? Where are the documents? That's what you're talking about.
Then, Chair, even when you handed over, what did you hand over? What documents were handed over to the next person who took over the institution? Because, you know, you can't just tell us that the institution is there, Rivatex is there, and there are no documentation. So what are we talking about?
Chair, I think the professor, by the way, I'm 𝐿𝐻𝐿𝐿 Daniel, MP Gambia Central. I've come a bit late, I'm sorry. What I was saying is that the professor, the good professor, Mibey and the present one, I think you must be having an inventory of all the documents, all the items that were there, the land, the acreage number, the machines, all of them outlined. A proper inventory of all what you acquired from the textile industry.
Honorable Chair, if I may respond to that, we have a file which has the documents for Rivatex. At some point,
Prof,
that's why I said we
You
share.
understand what you're saying?
Yeah, we do. Even a copy of the title is here.
Sorry?
Even a copy of the title deed is here.
Why didn't you provide them to the auditors for verification? Because, Bwana CS, why we all this meeting is because the university was hiding under the Ministry of Education, it was hiding under the Ministry of Industry, okay? On small matters such as documentation. So why didn't you provide documentation to the auditor? Because when you say you mobilized 479, from where? Your kitchen. Or from where, Professor? We need backed up documentations. This money was from part-time students, this was from here. Yeah, this public money and this government.
Honorable Chair, thank you so much, honorable members. We have since provided documents to the...
When?
Since we left here, honorable Chair.
When did you provide documents? Professor, when did you provide documents?
We've been working since last week.
Professor,
Yes.
when did you provide documents? Monday, Tuesday, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock?
The auditor can confirm, honorable Chair.
Prof,
Yes, sir.
when did you provide documents?
Part of the documentation we provided yesterday, the other Monday. So we've been compiling documents, honorable Chair.
Chairman, I think,
No, just a minute, auditor. When did you get the documents?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have a file which was received this morning, and it has not passed through our office. So we have been going through it, but we got them today.
Actually, Chairman, let me ask this question, and then because honestly we also can't continue with this meeting until these documents, because I said the response of question number 1 is not, it's totally different from what the auditors raised. But just so that we are so clear, I wanted to ask the professors whether they know what a consolidated financial statement, what it stipulates, and what the consolidation procedure is, because maybe we are not on the same page, and what the auditors also asking. So whether you understand what it is, and whether that is what you've given to the auditors, so that, Chairman, you should guide the committee, whether the auditors then can go look at what has been presented, but is it what the auditors have asked for?
With your permission, Chairman, so that you can answer this, so that we can answer them together. Can this committee be informed of why because it can be seen that it's a deliberate attempt to delay us and prevent us from inquiring and getting the auditor's query being answered from the university, the old and the new system, whereby they provide the documents today in the morning, yet we are now about 2 weeks, which this committee gave the limited time of when they were supposed to submit the documents. And the professor, the current professor knew, the VC knew very well that if we provide the documents today, in no way can we proceed, can we go on it. It's just wasting our time, the minister's time, and everybody else's time, deliberately.
Thank you. Honorable Bissau?
With your permission.
Thank you, Chair. Is it in order for the Vice Chancellor, who's been in this meeting so many times, to come, and this is a House of Records, to even try to mislead the House, literally lying that he had given the documents, but the auditor is saying he received them this morning? Is it really in order?
Honorable Mumina?
Chair, I think we're just wasting our time, because what was asked here from the university is very basic information. When you buy something, you already know what you're buying. So providing documentation shouldn't be a problem. So I don't know why we've wasted all this time to push the same kind of information to the auditor, and we are being told it was delivered this morning.
Honorable Mwalimu?
Thank you, Chair. Just want to know the reasons why the VC has delayed in submitting the documents. Maybe he has some reasons.
CS, you wanted to say something?
Yes, with your permission, I just wanted to clarify that the committee addressed different questions to different teams. The response that you have is one from us, that we were responding to the issues that we thought are directed at us, and with the information that we were able to correct. So we might not have captured the exact other questions that were addressed to maybe the universities or to somebody else. So that's why it might look a bit off, but it's addressing a specific question that was addressed to us.
VC is not off.
I mean,
We've been wanting this documentation all this time.
No, I was meaning the response. My response to question one, yes. Yes, might look a bit scanty. Yes, thank you.
Honorable members.
And Honorable Chair, with
the House
permission, if I may also chip in, the letter that we got on 1st of October from the Honorable House was that we provide all documentation relating to a loan facility acquired to purchase Rivatex. So that could explain why we were getting more extra information at a later time. But largely that is what we were getting the documentation related to the loan facility.
VC,
yes, sir.
The origin of why we are here is because we have an audit query. That's the background. And what is the audit query about? It's about documentation. You haven't synchronized, consolidated your documents for all this time. Okay? Bwana VC, and honorable members, so that we don't do cat and mouse.
No, Mr. Chairman, before you pronounce that one, because I can see where you're ending to.
Chair, before you go there.
No, I just want to
If you look at that one, I know where you're ending to, Chairman.
Yeah, we know.
May I know? before you do that, may I know from the record, Chairman, when we were last week, but one, there was some fines, Chairman, if you can get my attention. when we were here last week, but one, there were some fines which we imposed upon the VC because of non-compliance, as he has done it today. And he was given limited time to pay, and he was to pay personally, not through the public money. Has it been complied with? And if not so, then he thinks that it's just a joke. That's why he's just repeating the same mistake today.
Chair, before you
Let's go from the record.
Your pronouncement, Chair, I would want to know from the VC if now, as we sit here, all the documents have been submitted to the auditor. So that, Chair, I think from there, then we can begin. Yeah, we can have a way forward. Because you know, Chair, I know where you want to go.
Chair.
Yes, Honorable Kakai.
It's me, Chair.
Oh, so, okay.
Kakai, Chair,
yes, PC.
I really want to understand the problems we have with Moi University. Because it is something deeper. Because we have been in Moi University for almost 2 months. And every time the Vice Chancellor and this team come here, he's not prepared. He doesn't have documents. I think it is good, Chair, to understand what challenges he's facing, because it's also human. He could be facing challenges in his office. Does he have enough staff? Is he equipped? What is the problem?
I think let's give the VC to take the round of questions, then we come back to honorable members. But as VC, you do that. Start by telling us, because you are charged by this committee, a fine of 500,000 payable to the clerk of the National Assembly. Have you done that?
I don't know if I can stand.
No.
I was coming with a heavy heart to plead for pardon. Yeah, for leniency. Honorable Chair. Yeah, I have an appeal here.
Yeah, you should submit to the
Honorable Tongei. Honorable Tongei, you want to usurp the powers of the chair? Why did you have to wait to come and appeal today? And Vice Chancellor, do you know that this is not the first time we're doing this?
I understand, Chair. And I really want to put it this way, because when we were going through with the auditor on the questions that we were asked, he was guiding us a lot on what documentation we need. So I would want to confirm with the auditor what we went through. In fact, we sat almost the whole day yesterday, and he's been sitting with my people as well. So I want to really say it was not an oversight, honorable members. We focused on the question of the loan facility, and the other clarifications were to be made by my senior. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Mwenje, because we want to move.
Thank you, Chair. I'm hoping you'll tell us what's on the letter. But Chair, actually, let me introduce myself. My name is Mark Mwenje, MP Embakasi West, and I'm a member of this committee. And Chair, you know, we've been having quite a number of issues with Moi University. And actually, we are just conversing here with my colleague. Chair, we probably need a forensic audit. And you know, this committee has not even visited this university. Considering the matters we had with land, now this issue of Rivatex is just, I mean, I don't want to belabor, but you can see what our colleagues are saying. So Chair, I think as you consider your next steps, I think we need a thorough audit, not just on this issue, but the entire institution as a whole, so that we can understand the depth of the problems that exist within this university. Chair, you know, Moi University is one of the universities that, even for us lawyers, for a long time, some of the best advocates and all that, they come from this university. But the issues that we've been facing might damage this entire university if we don't take some stern actions going forward. Thank you, Chair.
Very important, eh?
Yes, Mheshimiwa Miruka.
Thank you. For the record, I'm Alpha Miruka, Machole Chache. I don't want to ask a lot of questions, but I want us, because to avoid forth and back, in the sense that the auditor has confirmed he has received document this morning. Can he be able to verify are there all documents that again will come again, have another scenario whereby he doesn't have documents as he requested? That's my concern anyway.
Chairman, allow me to say this. I will go the route of Honorable Mwenje, because we've had Moi University here, as he has said, for 2 months. And it seems there is a problem which we can't really pinpoint. I would also suggest that we have a forensic audit, because the auditors will sit with the, I don't know whether sometimes whether it's articulation that's also a problem or what is the problem. The auditors will then come and tell us exactly where the picture of the institution and where it stands, and then we are able to interrogate, because really this is just, we've had a back and forth for way too long with Moi University. Yeah.
Thank you, honorable members. Before we conclude on this matter, you took money from the university pension scheme, a loan of 50 million. Could that be the reason why pensioners are crying?
No, Chair. Pensioners are not, they are not crying because of 50 million. There could be other things, but I do know that that 50 million that we took from there was actually to be paid back to them. And I believe I don't have the records now, but...
What is the status?
Chair, I've been away for 17 years now from the institution, so it will have
Prof,
to be... Yeah.
The current VC, what is the status of the 50 million?
Honorable Chair, I have to confirm that because this is new information.
What do you mean new information?
Yeah, I mean a new question. But
okay, is the loan, have you cleared the loan or not?
I'll have to find out, Chair.
And
I don't have the record.
It's no finance officer here.
Let me explain what happens with Rivatex, Honorable Chair.
No, the pensioners' money. We are talking about
pensioners, it's not your money.
I know.
It's pensioners' money. Somebody who has worked in your institution for quite a period, he has retired, is entitled to his benefit, and today you are giving us stories that let him go through for it and to see how it is. Has that loan been refunded? Has that money been refunded to the account so that the owner of the money can get his money as a retired person? That's what
Chair, let me also ask a question so that you can answer. What is the current status of the pension fund? Because from the inside, I know that pension fund is in trouble.
The current status...
No, just, we are House of Rules. You just don't talk.
Yeah.
Honorable Zambia.
It's okay. Thank you, Chair. For record purpose, I'm Engineer Zambia, Member of Parliament, Kilome constituency, and a member of this committee. Chair, I just want to know from the VC whether the pensioners are affected. Are they getting their monthly dues as per today?
Honorable members, I find the VC not honest. This information is coming from the minister. Why would the minister have information that the VC does not have?
incompetency.
Bwana VC.
I want to explain it this way, Chair. Can you allow us 5 minutes break? Kindly. Because what happens with Rivatex is being run independently of the...
We are asking about the loan of 50 million from the pension scheme. What is the status? Was it cleared? Has it not?
I need to confirm, Chair.
By the way, VC, we will sort that institution. Let me tell you. We are going to sort out Moi. Whether you like it or not, we are going to sort out Moi. Yeah, it is not in a good position. So what you need 5 minutes to confirm. You have your officers here. Which officer?
The finance officer should be there.
I mean, 50 million is not 5 shillings. That's a lot of money. Public money, and it's people's money. Was it paid or not paid?
Yes, I want to confirm it was refunded. It was paid.
Chair.
No, just a minute. Can we have documentation?
Yes.
Yes, we can provide the documentations.
Honorable members, don't you find it weird that the VC does not know of such a serious issue in the institution, yet the finance officer knows?
But
yes, Honorable Officer.
It is not the first time we've been going through this circus. And I'm happy that the PS and the CS are here. This is what we go through. In this particular institution, from lack of geographical balance to incompetency to leasing land before all other processes, and this is what we go through. We really need to fix this, Waziri. And that's why I was talking about parking my question on the issue of contracts, performance contracts. And in fact, I'm surprised that Professor Ayiro is here, who I know never landed when he was taken to Eldoret. So I don't know why he's here, but anyway, I leave it to the chair.
Honorable members?
Chair.
Yes.
I still want to know the status of the pension fund currently. Chair, I need to know the status of the pension fund as at now.
Yes, but I'm afraid these answers are not getting questions. That's why I want us to make progress. Mwalimu teacher. Thank you, Chair. I just want to know from the auditor whether the VC is making progress as far as submitting of documents is concerned. Honorable member, the VC has provided documents today morning. We do not know whether there are sufficient documents or not. And the VC has had 2 weeks. So I'm afraid these questions will not come to an end. And Public Audit Act, Chapter 37, under forensic audit. The Auditor General may, upon request by Parliament, conduct forensic audits to establish fraud, corruption, or other financial improprieties. Consequently, honorable members, this committee directs that the Auditor General does a forensic audit on Moi University around issues of Rivatex, between Rivatex and the university, Itonge,
And then more than that.
and the pension, because 50 million was involved, right?
And also the gate chairman, there is more. There is more.
No. We go step by step. Yes. So on this one, we are ordering a forensic audit on all the issues related to Rivatex. Chairman. Registration, yes. The 200 million, the 50, the funding, everything about Rivatex.
That is one, Chairman.
The assets, yes. Yeah.
Chairman, I thought that
liabilities.
I thought that since we could not be telling the Auditor General to be having that forensic experts audit for each and every item.
Please speak on the mic.
We give the items which you would wish that they be looked upon closely as per. Chairman, may I finish? Chairman, if you allow me.
Yes, Honorable Member.
So that we can come out clear, so that we're not be going back again to Moi University. We give even some years which you want forensic evidence to be only to be done, taking into account that one is Rivatex, which we can there's a lot of signs of incompetence and corruption and so on. Then we go back a little bit to other perturbing questions because they are there.
Honorable Member, we pronounce ourselves on this issue, then we proceed to the next question.
Yes. And before we proceed, Chair.
Just a minute. On this issue, we've ordered a forensic audit. So there are still other issues related to Moi, which we are going to go through. So if we find any other issue that requires the same attention, the committee will add.
But Chair, before we proceed, they said the MD is here. Is the MD of Rivatex here?
Where is he?
Huh?
Are you the one?
Okay.
Chair,
MD maybe to give us a brief.
Chair, I wanted to ask, what does forensic audit mean?
Auditor General?
What does it mean?
𝐿𝐻𝐿. Any of you can.
A forensic, Mr. Chairman, thank you. A forensic audit entails the auditing to do with fraud and the crime in particular. And so it has a lot of legal connotations because we need to work in accordance with the laws of the country, which covers fraud and the criminality. So that's it.
Yes, no, we'll come to the timelines, don't worry. Yes, Honorable Isiolo 1.
Done with the matter, and there's something else that concerns the public and all of us here about the strike that happened at Moi University. I'm beginning to think that the problem could be actually the incompetency that is being displayed here in front of us. So I want to ask the CS, what are they doing about the fact that our learners or our students, university students, are out there, and here we are grappling with an incompetence level that is unimaginable. How are we able to tell the public that this university will go back to its operation in a proper way?
Okay, Honorable Member, I wanted us to finish with the forensic audit. It's only 1 month. This is a very serious matter. 2 weeks?
Chair, a
Because
report.
it's just one item.
Chair,
What do you think?
1 month would be short.
So 2 months?
60 days.
Okay, 60 days. Yeah, and no stone should be left unturned. Okay?
Maybe, Chairman, before we fix the time for him, what's the required time for them to do forensic audit?
No, they've said 2 months.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yes, as long as the National Assembly does the requisite request to the AG.
Today, clerk, today. So, VC, we've received your letter, and the committee is going to respond to it. We will communicate to you. Honorable Mumina has raised an issue, I think, of national concern. What is the status of Moi University? I saw you are chairman here. And honorable members, there's a petition here concerning the plight of Moi University workers.
Thank you, Chairman and honorable members. I think I'd like to focus. My name is Honorable Dr. Humphrey Njuguna, Chairman of the Council and a former member of Parliament, 11th Parliament. I'm privileged to be here, and I've been there since in Moi University from 2021 to today as the chair of the council. And the issues that the honorable members are raising are weighty, and I'd like to shed some light as I know it, that regarding the pension, we never used to have problems in pension remittance and statutory deductions remittance until
Mr. Chairman,
2015.
don't bother yourself with what is the status of the university. Students are on strike.
Yes.
Oh, I have a petition here, workers are on strike. Did you close the university? Why? For how long?
Yes.
For what?
Yes, and this is what I want to explain, Honorable Chair, that the issue on the closure of the university, first of all, was a national issue, inadequate financial capitation in all public universities. Ours, not an exception. We have unlimited pension to the tune of 4 billion. They have an issue with the way we pay salaries, whether diagonal or horizontal as per CBA. those were the issues. And even as we are talking, we have not been able to pay the salaries because we have received the capitation 89 million against the gross salary per month of 403 million. We have raised this issue with our own ministry, the CS, the Treasury, and so on. And I believe it is being addressed because these are workers' rights as you put it. But when you receive inadequate capitation at 89 million, you're talking about 23% of the salaries of the across board. So we have an issue. And this is what I was trying to explain, because this can be traced back to 2015 when the Ayiro program collapsed. We are getting about 4 billion in the Ayiro program. Don't forget that this Moi University, in the past, we assisted, nurture, and develop over 10 public universities. So in the course of doing that, we carried a very large workforce, which to date is still there. And this is one of the issues, the reason why perhaps you are not able to pay the gross salary against whatever you are getting from the government. And it's an issue, when you talk about the bloated workforce, it's an issue that we are addressing. It is an issue that we must involve all the stakeholders. It's an issue that we are addressing. As we are talking, we have harmonization. We have PKF, HR firm, that's addressing that issue, so that this matter can be addressed once and for all. Now, when the national strike was called off, our labor force, the staff, and the lecturer said, we want arrears paid now, we want pension paid now, we want everything sorted out now. This is the discussion. And because of the rising tension and in the interest of taking care of the assets and even the students, the Senate released a decision on Friday, last Friday, to close the university. But there is consultation going on with the ministry, consultation going on with the Treasury, so that once funds are availed, then you'll be able to engage, because you are still engaging with the unions. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, I have a question to the chairman.
No, I want us to structure it this way.
Yes.
We have a petition. I just want Honorable Mwenje, please read for us the 7 grounds and read for us the 5 prayers from the petitioners.
Thank you, Chair.
Just go direct to the grounds.
Now, that the members and staff of Moi University went on strike on 26th August 2024 over the following issues: lack of promotion and an unfair promotion criteria, poor governance within the institution where there is abuse of power, personal vendetta, witch hunt, and exclusion of staff from decision-making on issues affecting them. 3, non-implementation of collective bargaining agreements since 2013. Almost all university CBAs local are in the 2017 to 2021 cycle and are negotiating for 2021 to 2025. Number 4, failure to remit third-party reductions such as bank loans, insurance, SACCO, welfares, and benevolent contributions for the last 5 years. Staff have, as a result, been adversely affected by being taken to court, judgment entered against them, and auction of their properties. Staff are also adversely affected by listings in CRB and are unable to get clearance for Schedule 6 Kenya Constitution documents. Number 5, lack of group life cover for employees for over 7 years now. The families of those who pass on in service are heavily disadvantaged and resort to fundraisers. 6, withholding of employees' contributions to their unions as a way of paralyzing the union so that the workers are unrepresented, approximately 45 million outstanding. And finally, 7, non-remittance of pension contribution for the last 7 years, leading a
accumulation of more than 4.2 billion to date, meaning workers have no pension on retirement. The prayers are essential: more university for violation of the rights of its workers. 2, bring to the attention of relevant government departments the issues raised by the petitioners. 3, support the workers of Moi University fight against the injustices against them. 4, seek for lasting solutions to the issues by bringing on board stakeholders to discuss and resolve the issues. And finally, 5, employ any other relief as may be seen possible to assist the employees at the institution. Thank you, Chair.
CS, there is a problem.
The problem is very big. It's a huge, humongous problem. It's affecting a number of universities, but Moi University, I think, took, and Taita Taveta faced the bulk of these problems, and we are trying to unravel what can be done, because as you've read, that petition, it encompasses a number of issues that needs to be dealt with. But coming to the strike that happened, there was a national strike, but there were also chapter strikes that were taking place. We managed to negotiate a back-to-work formula with the national WASU and KUSA and KUDEA, and they signed and went back on the 26th of September 2024. But the Moi chapter had a more serious problem, because for some time they've not been receiving their salaries. The pension is not being deducted. Some of them are indicating that they are being taken to court and judgments are being given against them. So it's a very serious and deep problem. And as you were talking, I just kept quiet because I was wondering if I said this, how it would be taken, because I think the forensic audit should not be limited to the issue that we are facing here today. It should be a comprehensive forensic audit that is aimed at finding out what has happened and what can we do as a country to bring Moi University out of the doldrums that it is in. Because what we've been doing for the last 10, 15, 20 years is just putting a bandage on the problem. As we speak here today, Moi University has a pending bills certified at 8.2 billion. That is a huge amount. So we need to look at the whole scenario and find out how do we help this university. There is a bloated workforce. There are so many issues that needs to be looked at, and people must agree that for us to ensure that Moi University survives, we make the hard decisions now. Because when pension is not there, what is somebody working for? When you've deducted or you've not paid me and a loan I took from the bank based on my salary, I'm being attached. Where is the motivation? So that is what has brought us here, and I'm glad that this committee has called all of us here. I was wondering where I was coming to a PIC meeting, committee meeting, since Moi University is independent, it has a committee, it has a council and all that, but now I have understood that it was important for me to be here, because I have actually now understood that when we are all here together, we should be able to get a solution. Treasury is here, Ministry of Industry is here, the Ministry of Education is here, the MD from that Rivatex is here, the 3 VCs who have been previously there are all here. And you, members of parliament, are here, who are actually with the people and with the students who come to you every other day. So it is important for us to agree that there is a problem, and then how do we deal with this problem? But as we deal with the forensic audit, which is going to take some time, we need to get a stopgap measure solution so that the students can go back to class. So that is what we need help on, so that we can raise the funds that they require right now to be able to start operating. They've indicated here that they've not paid salaries. The salary is 403 million per month. Whether that is sustainable or not is another question, but we need to deal with it so that the students can go back to class as we solve these problems. These are the issues that we are dealing with as a ministry, together with the Treasury, to see whether we can get these resources for them to go back.
Honorable members, I want us just to take 30 minutes only, then we have a way forward on this issue. Bwana CS, as we converse over these issues, ultimately we will want a way forward from you as the minister in charge here, so that we want students in school yesterday, and we want workers at the university yesterday. So I will give a few members just to ventilate over the issue, but then as we discuss this issue on CS, where did the rain start beating us? Okay? Does it point to management? Does it point to incompetency? Because when you see 7 years non-remittance of pension, what does that speak to? Okay? Why just 7 years? Why not 10? Why not 2? Does it speak to management? And then you said you've engaged PKF. Are you paying them? Are you paying them?
Do I explain?
Yes, no.
I wanted to explain.
Just yes or no. Are you paying them?
We are paying them, but I want to explain. Honorable Chair.
Now, CS, there's a problem somewhere. You have an issue in the university. Okay? I'm sure this university teaches human resource. You've got a course on human resource or something of that kind. Why do you go to hire PKF when you need money? Okay? CS, I hope we are together. So I want to give members to talk about these issues. Then we will come back to the CS in terms of the way forward. Okay? And how do you want us to help you? Because our first interest is that the university has to open. Then, honorable members, we will retreat as a committee to look at more university. We will come up with far-reaching recommendations, and we will call the CS, the PS, and all the stakeholders to discuss the way forward about the university. Yes, honorable. So we keep our questions brief.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Chair, I'm actually concerned with the issue of pension because, Chair, I was a council member for Karatina University before I was elected. And I've seen Karatina University here, led by the VC. Chair, when you look at the issue of pension, money totaling to around 4.2 billion. And you know, this was a question that we had asked about the 50 million that they had borrowed from the pension fund. And we had asked them, had they refunded that money? And you know, Chair, that question was not forthcoming. The answer was not forthcoming. And now that Karatina is here, Chair would want to know if that money, if their pension was sorted when they left Moi University, because it was an outstanding issue when I was a council member there. So the Moi University need to tell us, did they ever refund the 50 million? That's number one. Number two, where did the money go for the pension money for their staff? Because if the deductions were being made, then where was their pension going to? Because, Chair, this is a university that is in ICU. And if this is not sorted, it's go down the drain. It is a serious thing. We need to sort it out once and for all, because it will be very unfortunate to lose such a big university and institution like this one, where the government had invested lots of money. Thank you, Chair.
Auditor, take note. That speaks to the scope of the audit, forensic audit we've asked. Yes, Honorable Bissau.
Thank you, Chair. The problem starts with executive. The picking of vice chancellors and the chairs is purely a political process. Listening to what was the other name again? Alfred Njuguna. PKF, the chair mentioned it. I'm sure if I look at your database, there are a lot of PhD students in human resource. They are master students. There is the database on human resource. We know the natural attrition, retirement, etc. why do you keep on employing and replacing? While you know during parallel programs, you had many staff. You should be able to come up as a Senate and say, look, we are not going to replace staff. Now, income generating. Yes, the ministry has failed. They are not remitting, they are not playing their role by remitting what they have to remit. But the public institutions, you've got the highest, biggest chunks of land. What are you doing to generate income? If you look at private universities, Professor Ayiro is here. Professor Frida Brown, USIU, an example, and many others. Why don't they have problems paying salaries? They don't have the similar assets you have. You are also generating income through research funds. Where are these funds going? Now, why are you also investing in non-profit, enterprises? Did you need to buy Rivatex, an example? Why don't you concentrate? You teach strategic management. Why don't you concentrate on your key mandates? As they say in strategic management, concentrate on the knitting. Why? So back to Waziri. If the recruitment continued to be a political process, there is a serious problem with our institution. Let's get the right men and women for the jobs. From the chair to the vice chancellors, we have to get the right person. But fast forward, also as the government, walk the talk, the executive, remit the money to these institutions. And the institutions, the men and women you put in place, let them be people who can think outside the box and generate income so that we can, picking the good examples from the private universities. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, PC.
Chair, I want to make two comments. Number one is that I'm very clear in my mind that Moi University can be self-sustaining. That I know. I know because I am briefing to the university information.
Do you want to declare interest?
No, I'm briefing because I'm part of, I live in Mosengishu, and I'm an MP of Sotik.
Okay.
My people go to Moi University, so I have an interest, Chair.
Completely.
Now, I would like to say this, that today, this committee, under your chairmanship, has done a good thing, forensic audit. That will bring us out of this deep hole. Number two, Chair, I heard the minister. I have not heard him since he took over the ministry. But he appears to be clear. Waziri, can you give us a way forward? We want these universities to come back and start. It is your business. We need to hear how you are doing it. Keep the money. Those children at the university must go back. So it's up to you as a ministry to really give money or whatever you can do, but what we want is the children to go back. Thirdly, Chair, I know Professor here from the Eastern University. Ayiro. He's a well-respected man. He was supposed to take over in Moi University. We don't want to go back to those issues which we saw in the university. But I want to support my colleague here that the university going forward, Waziri, you need to take notes on what my colleague here said on appointments, people in positions in the university and anywhere else. Mr. Chair, I want to stop there, but I also want to commend the chair of the council. We need to have engagement with him because he appears to understand this thing. But I can't understand why he cannot bring this university back to normal. Thank you, Chair.
Attorney General.
Yeah, Chairman. Mine is just to say that to get to what the chairman of the council and started with, whereby he told us that since the stopping of the parallel degrees, the universities have been financial doldrums. I somehow tend to differ with them, and they should tell us that before parallel degrees were introduced to the universities used to exist because that's where we originated from, and they used to learn without much financial difficulties. And the moment they found that the parallel degrees have been stopped, they hope to have started thinking out of the box of how to tackle financial hardships. And to that effect, you cannot just tell us that they can only survive through parallel degrees. That's not should be the issue. Because when changes comes, one must know how he's going to survive. Especially if it's some brutal stuff, as they have said. Then they ought to have thought of how to have a settled scheme of how they can reduce the staff without a lot of litigations, and then come up with what they can be able to sustain, instead of investing in loss-making ventures which cannot meet the obligations as it's supposed. More than that, even the university students who are there, because they are there and they're in thousands and thousands, as we were told that more university has more than, was it 12 or 29,000? We were told about more than 29,000 students. Chairman, if you look at it, those students do not go there for free. They pay. There is that money which they pay as part of fees. We are not told about them. And when these students pay this, Chairman, when these students pay fees, the kind of universities we have these days is not like the way it used to be there before, whereby university students used to be given what we used to call boom, money by university. They used to be fed by university. Those are the days. They used to be accommodated by universities. Those are the days. So when these days a student pays fees, there is no accommodation and there is no financial return as it used to be there. So this money which they pay, I've never had it being addressed by any VC, that the money which you receive from students, it is used for this and this and that. So that is an income for the university, and it should be addressing some of these financial problems, not necessarily capitation from the government alone. So that issue should come up, and we should be knowing what takes place. And to conclude, my remarks is that each and every university, especially Moi University, when it started, it was a very rich university compared with Moi, compared with University of Nairobi. By then, Kenyatta University and Egerton University, it was one of the best financially, with very stable base by then. When did the problem start? And it's my humble prayer, Chairman, when it comes to forensic university, it should not be just be limited to a particular time. Let's get, when did the rain start beating Moi University, a famous university, a university which was undermined by many, and as we speak today, is the most crippled university. That's my take.
Chairman.
Yeah, maybe I wanted Mwanje and then Mwalimu to finish. We keep it brief.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to bring it to the attention of Waziri. As an employer, I'm in the legal profession. I have a law firm and I've worked in a law firm before. And when we start recruiting employees, sometime in the 2011, 2012, 2013, I don't want to mention that university here because we are on record. If you ask me off the record, I'll tell you. But we started avoiding certain students from certain universities. That is something that we started doing, and it was constant with quite a number of law firms and even the banks. So there are students who suffered. The ones who were graduating in 2011, 2012, 2008, 2009, from that specific, which is a very famous university. It wasn't Moi, but it is another one. At that time, actually, Moi University students were the best. They were the best we were getting for law students locally. the way we are going, these issues are going to start affecting even how employers react to students from university. So here you are talking to the soul of these youths who they'll go through the university, come out, and people avoid them because they feel that they are not getting a good... these issues will translate to even teaching lecturers, and you start finding that you're not getting the right people because the issues even that have been raised on this petition, once you start having these workers and these things going this way, then I can assure you then the university has lost the purpose of why it was founded in the first place. So, Chair, I don't want to repeat so much what has been said, but this concern about this university that has so many people that it has produced in this country, we must sit down, and if some tough decisions have to be made, then we probably have to make them. I'm happy that there is a former member for Gatanga, if I'm not wrong, who's the chair there. You are able to, I think you're the one person here who can bring in, understand what we speak as politicians and professionally, because I've seen it's two doctors. So you're one of the people who I believe can be able to harmonize this situation. I understand you've been there, I think, since 2021, but we can all agree there's a problem here that we must address. And if we don't address it now, I think we're just going to go down the wrong direction. I also just wanted a quick query from the auditor. I don't know whether you've looked at this petition.
I have not.
You see, some of the issues that have been raised here, that withholding of employees' contributions, life cover, some of these things are issues that would have been caught by the auditors. So maybe you can skip, but I read through it, so were you not listening? I would want you to confirm some of these things, whether have you captured some of these issues? Because the allegations in this petition are so serious that some of these things, I think the auditor you can clarify on some of these issues. You know, when somebody is saying 7 years contributions for non-remittance of pensions, this is what you audit anyway. So you would have caught this.
No, we have, Mr. Chairman. Yeah. All those issues are in our reports, which I have. The 3 reports are here, and those statutory deductions not remitted are properly captured. Yeah.
Members, let's make it brief because we want to issue direction that will cover a lot of these issues.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is very brief, and I don't want to repeat what my colleagues have talked about. But as you have suggested, Chair, I also support the forensic audit to be done in Moi University, because it appears there are historical problems in the university. So I support that, the forensic audit.
Thank you. Yes, Representative.
Thank you, Chair. I will be very brief. I think what is very important at the end of the day is to see our students back to the school. So because the Treasury is here, the Ministry is here, and the entire committee is here, before we leave, we must have a solution first for the students to be back to the school. Whichever way, it doesn't matter, we must get back our students back to school. Thank you, Chair.
Ms. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. Having listened to the chairperson of the council, and he has said that they are facing a capitation issue, just like many other institutions. The other institutions have not closed down. So you have to also look further from the capitation. What are some, especially on leadership? I said earlier, we've been here for 2 months, and you can really just tell there's also a leadership issue, because some of these things even these employees have raised, it just leads to leadership and the management of the institution. And so when I see us, the issue of capitation is a big issue in all our institutions. Even the private institutions where we now said students should not be funded when they go there, all those institutions, when we do the audit, when we check the audit, the government owes them so much money, those institutions. And so the issue of capitation continues to be an audit issue with every single institution. So also as a ministry and government and treasury, you have to look onto the issue of capitation so that we do it the right way and on time, so that we don't have great giants like Moi University being in the situation it is on. But having said that, the issue of leadership has to be looked at Moi University and most of our institutions.
Thank you, honorable members. Having deliberated on all these issues, no, Honorable Miruka is okay. I think the committee directs the Auditor General to do a holistic forensic audit for 5 years backward, and give us a report in 2 months. During the period, the committee freezes all new projects. The university shall not entertain or engage in any new project, shall not recruit any new persons, and we direct the Public Service Commission to engage PKF to discharge them from what they are doing at the university, because they have that mandate and capacity to lead what PKF is doing at the university with immediate effect. Yeah, and we also ask the Public Service Commission to look at this, the officers who've been acting for the longest and give us an update. Yeah, a holistic audit means HR, everything. Yeah, so that we will revisit that issue in 2 months, honorable members. Now, Mr. Minister, we want students back yesterday. Give us a way forward, undertaking and commitment.
We have done a request to Treasury to release some resources to Moi University for them to be able to pay the workers so that the student can go back. The students did not have a problem. The problem was with the workers. The students were not being taught for a month, and so the university decided to close because they were going to go out and maybe start striking. Though they were not on strike, they were quite disciplined. They were waiting for that issue to be resolved. So I'll give this chance to my peers to give the exact figure that we are required to release to them from Treasury, and we've written letters to see whether that can be done so that they can.
I think, Mr. Minister, yeah, we don't need the peers to tell us figures.
Yes.
What we need, you can walk to Treasury and talk to your colleague.
We've done that.
You've talked to Honorable Mbadi?
We've done that. They are trying to locate the resources.
So what timelines are we looking at?
They haven't given us a timeline.
But Chairman, even before that, had the council, have you been writing to the ministry on this matter, on capitation?
Yes, we have.
How many times?
Many times, and the records.
Do you have the records?
Yes.
It would be good to also have them in this committee, because we have to do things the right way, so that the ministry can also be held accountable, as much as we're holding the institution accountable. And we need to see the correspondence from the institution and the ministry, and how far back, because probably the institution has been asking for money for the last 1 year, or God knows how long. We need to know so that this also doesn't happen again, not just to this institution, but also to others, so that we can know from Treasury and the Education Ministry where is really the problem on matters capitation of our institutions.
Chair, we shall avail those records, and I also want to confirm that we have a meeting on Wednesday, a very high-level meeting with the Treasury, our line ministry here, and Office of the President to discuss the same thing. And we welcome the forensic audit because facts and figures don't lie. In fact, if you asked me, I would have said we go back to 2015 because that's when the rain started beating us. I appreciate this forum because I can see.
Chair, we are on a clear path. Huh?
Yes.
Bwana CS.
Yes. Yes, Chair.
Why did you have to wait until students are workers are on strike before you act?
We didn't wait, Chair. We've had, in the 2 months that I've been in the office, we've had not less than 3 or 4 meetings. We've done more than 8 different letters to Treasury also to get a response on what to do. There have been many issues, so we've been working on it. And as the Chair said, the meetings are continuous. So we are trying to resolve this. We have not waited because it is not in our interest for students to be out of work as not to be paid.
Your peer has been there longer than 2 months.
Yeah.
Can she say something?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want us to treat this one as an emergency. There's no way back on this matter. In fact, before we leave here, let us know when the students are supposed to be called back. Because all these meetings are not going to help us.
Chair, to understand how much are you owed in terms of computation? I'm asking this because the Waziri might be negotiating, then in the process you're given aspirin instead of being given, So how much are you owed? And
Chair, yesterday we got 89 million. Against
Honorable members, I want the minister and the PS to give us way forward, the accounting officers of the ministry, because we should avoid back and forth.
But Chair, it's good to talk about the figure. They will say they've released 89 million. It's a drop in the ocean. So we need to, what are you owed and what is the ministry negotiating?
We have even been, Chair, we have been engaging the unions, even as late as this morning, personally, and they are saying if they get the gross pay, which is 403 million, they'll be back to class tomorrow.
Madam Pierce.
What is the figure?
Madam Pierce, please talk.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. I'd like to confirm to this Honorable Committee that we have requested, we've had a lot of discussions on a sustainability strategy for the university, including all these income-generating activities, optimization of idle assets. We requested them to provide projections of what would be raised so that we work towards sustainability. And the issue of managing the wage bill has also been discussed extensively with the university. That is why they started implementing what they have discussed with that company, PKF. And in terms of the capitation, because we were moving out of the differentiated unit cost, the money for capitation is going down as the money coming through for year 1 and year 2 through the new funding model is increasing. And with this funding, we asked all the universities to undertake projections so that we can understand that at what point are we able to break even. So for the Moi University currently, allow me to share, Honorable Chair, that they gave us a projection of a total revenue of 5.1 billion against total expenditures of 7 billion. And we asked National Treasury, therefore, to provide additional money based on the 80% differentiated unit cost, which would be a total of 1.5 billion. And with this, they would still have a small deficit, a deficit of 0.4 billion, which we were urging the universities to also increase their income generating activities and funding from research to raise the difference of 0.4 billion. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Chairman, we just need treasury here because also the ministry is requesting, the council is, the university is requesting the person to answer this question on when the money will be available is the CS Treasury.
So, Madam Clerk, we want to postpone this meeting.
And the CS is chairman. Even as you make the ruling, sometimes when this committee calls the CSCs 3 or 2, there is a reason. Because there is a reason why we are calling the industry CS, why the Treasury. And I think, Chair, as you talk to them, make it clear to them that it doesn't make sense to have one CS. We've taken a whole morning. He could have been doing something else, and we're postponing so that, again, that Treasury CS comes. So the 3 of them really have to know that when we call them, there's a reason why this committee wanted the 3 of them here. Otherwise, we would have called one to come on different days.
Yeah, and also on the computation.
Honorable members, let's make progress.
Chair, I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
As our chair.
Yes.
To personally intervene and make sure that all the CSs come at the same time.
That's what we want to do. Honorable members, we therefore rule. Yes, Honorable Zambia.
Chair, I'm sorry for that, but I also have a suggestion to help the university. I'm also in the lands committee. We visited the institution, I think 2 or 3 months ago. There is a very huge land there which is very idle. Why not they chop part of the parties of land?
So, honorable members, that's a good suggestion, but we need students in class tomorrow. So, honorable members, the committee directs that Honorable Mbadi and his peers appears here tomorrow, together with the CS Education on Friday. So on Tuesday at 10. So that CS, we want to help you.
Yes, that is okay, but I was going to suggest perhaps that as we come on Tuesday, you can direct us.
Matter once and for all. So, Sawa.
And a comprehensive picture, boss, not just for students going back. Have a total work plan.
No. I think if I've had the CS correctly, Chairman, through your permission, you know, they've done a letter. It seems like they're almost begging as well. This committee has the powers to direct CS Treasury to release the funds that are needed for the institution to be up and running and students to go. And so our clerk can do the letter today, that we have had this meeting and this was what was resolved, and that they release money before they come here on Tuesday. You know, because also this committee has the power to do that, Chairman.
And when the money is released,
so, honorable members, in the circumstances, the committee directs that in the interim, Treasury releases monies to Moi University as asked by the ministry. The clerk do that letter to be delivered to the minister today and to invite him for Tuesday without fail. And when he comes on Tuesday, we want him just to report that he has sent the money.
My big question, Chairman, is this: because we have been having problems with the administration of Moi University, when this same letter, whereby the ministry releases the money, when it reaches on the other side, will it be implemented to the letter to address the problems? Can we hear that?
CS, do you have cabinet on Tuesday or Wednesday?
It's normally on Tuesday.
So can we then schedule you for Wednesday?
Wednesday is fine.
Yeah, so Wednesday is fine. And honorable members, we said we are going to interrogate all these that we have, and we are going to issue an advisory with regard to the management of Moi University, so that we deal with it once and for all.
Sorry, Chair, I'm being told the high-level meeting for Wednesday with Moi University, the ministry, and State House is going to take place on Wednesday.
So Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. We are sitting as a committee Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Thursday we are before another committee. Is it PSC? Thursday we are before another committee. But
just wait. Yeah. You tell us which committee the clerks can agree on how to time ourselves.
The Education Committee in the Senate.
I think, CS, we are going to get back to you this afternoon.
Thank you.
In terms of when we are going to have that meeting.
Thank you.
But it is urgent. Thank you. But in the interim, we've directed Treasury to release funds. So, honorable members, I want us to adjourn. We come back at 2:30. We still have National Bank. We have Professor. Before we forget. Yes. We are going to do a small brief with the CS. The gate. The gate. So the visit will have you in the afternoon, all of you. And it's good you are here, all of you, because without you, someone, professor keeps saying it wasn't me. You know, someone pointing at another person and pointing at. As we close, CS, when Honorable Zambia is asking me, after we do all that we're doing for you,
as soon as the funds are released, the students will go back. I'm sure that's what the employees want.
Exactly, Honorable Chair. As soon as we get the money, they are willing to go back.
That's not an answer.
Honorable members, honestly, let's be fair to the minister. We need to help the minister by talking to Treasury, which we are doing. So we are going to talk to Treasury verbally and issue instructions, okay? But also on your end, ensure that everything goes on well. Thank you so much, honorable members. We see you at 2. Let's say 3.